Good morning to all of you. That means you are not taken food. No, not enough. Only few of you have taken food. I now understand all of you must have taken food. Okay. The problem with food is that it gives you energy, number one. Number two, it also puts you into sleep also. Isn't it? Excess food always puts you into sleep. And good food always gives you a lot of energy. Right? Good. So, Shri Krishna Prasad on the stage, Dr. Ramesh Babu, Dr. Irshan, Dr. Karthikeyan on the stage, and my colleagues off the stage, would-be food technocrats, would-be makers of food, could be from agriculture or could be after agriculture. You are all very promising, particularly with the note of caution which Dr. Krishna Prasad has just given, starting from Dr. Irshan and later on Dr. Ramesh Babu also. Irshan mentioned beautiful thing like LHS equal to RHS is not now maintained. Also he mentioned a most interesting thing, the choice and the chance. But unfortunately, when I look at my international students over here, neither do they have the choice, nor do they have the chance, but they have only compulsion. Compulsion to eat whatever Vignan serves them. Right? Isn't it? Okay. So there is choice, chance, and compulsion. I also belong to the same category because I don't have choice. I don't get chance. I have got to eat whatever my cook prepares, whether I like it or not. Okay, so it is compulsion. Right? So compulsion to that extent that I have got to, I can't even raise my voice because next day the food would equally be spoiled by my cook. Right? Okay, if I raise my voice, the food will be spoiled and I have got to suffer with that. So compulsion. Most of the time we are compelled. Absolutely we are compelled. In fact, today young boys, you should learn how to cook also before you get married. And that's the only way you can save yourself. Absolutely the young ladies of today, though they could specialize with a BTech in food technology, though they could specialize with a master's degree in home science, though they could specialize with a beautiful degree with hospitality management, they expect all of them after you get married. Therefore, better you be prepared as a hospitality manager for your wife, for a food maker for your wife, and also the food provider to your wife also. Well then, very interesting point Dr. Krishna Prasad mentioned. That could be a very interesting project also. The project of just talking to all the elders. Start from your own home. Every one of you could start from your own home. If you have great-grandmother, great-grandfather, start from them. Start just talking to them and start documenting. That's a wonderful knowledge base. And in this knowledge base, the classes that you would find are the food which are dependent upon season, the food dependent upon the place, and the food, varieties of food dependent upon the natural availability. Isn't it? Like whatever is naturally available in Andhra Pradesh becomes the source of food for Andhra Pradesh. Whatever is available along the coast like fish, that becomes the source of food. And obviously the season also makes a big difference, isn't it? the season, particularly in Andhra, in this place, you know it is always summer, therefore what type of food. On the other hand, in Srinagar, it is always snowing what type of food, isn't it? On the other hand, in a city like Mysore, it is always balanced, then what sort of food it has got to be. So these are the things which one has got to understand. Though people attach lot of values to the food makers who generally are considered to be our mothers, considered to be our housewives, yet I do not understand why mass food preparation cannot be taken up by a lady. For example, people call it as Nalapaka, isn't it? No lady has been attributed in mythological stories and thereafter in India as a great cook. Give me any one single great cook quoted in entire in any mythology. Have you come across anywhere in Ramayana that Sita was a very good cook? Anywhere. Any mention where Rama describes how Sita cooked so very well and he enjoyed it, very excellently, has it been written? And Draupadi in Mahabharata, perhaps she never cooked. It is only her mother-in-law who was cooking all the time, isn't it? And then Krishna had given Akshaya Patra, right? Automatic, Swiggy card to Draupadi, right? Automatic. So nowhere I find any reference to a lady as a great cook. Farming also by men, cooking also by men. For example, Bhima Paka, isn't it? Bhima was very well known for as a great cook. So cooking and food are highly interrelated, isn't it? Now you go to big hotels or you go to marriage functions. I have not seen any lady, a group of ladies cooking the food. There could be some ladies, and at most these ladies will be chopping the vegetables. They are not involved in cooking. What is that? What does it make a man? What are the special characteristics which make a man a great cook? Still do not know. A big interesting issue for research also. Right? But then, at the small level, at the family level, it is always food and mother. Is it food or is it mother or is it the love and the care? What is very important in the food? The other unfortunate stories with the food is you go to hotel, you enjoy the food. To whom do you tell that the food was good? You tell that the food was good to the server only, not to the cook who is inside the kitchen. Have you ever gone and told him? Have you ever at least told the manager, please convey the cook that it has been cooked very well? No, you would, on the other hand, you just tell the server, it was good. What was good? His service, or his smile, or really the food which has been cooked in the kitchen? We don't get bothered. Towards the end, we pay the tips. To whom? To only the server. We are not even bothered to pay the tip to the person who cleans your dirty table. You dirty the table. I'm sure people, we definitely waste a lot of food also. And in fact, we dirty the table. We are not even bothered to appreciate the person, the cleaner who cleans the table. And surely we don't ever think of the cook who is inside the kitchen, an invisible cook. Then where is the question of thanking the Annadata, the agriculture, the farmer? We don't. The real Annadata is farmer. We don't even remember him. And second, the one who processes the food, we are not thankful to him. But the third, the one who serves, gets all the credit. Right? That's the unfortunate part. So, when you are giving the tip, give a hint to the manager that please appropriate my tip to everybody. You collect the tip at the managerial level and give it to everybody. Right? So we have got to think. Right? We definitely have got to think about it. In fact, a young man who gets married, right, and obviously to a beautiful lady, she serves the food, and definitely a young man always thanks this young lady who has never cooked the food. It is his mother who would have cooked the food. So while the food is being served, we should always remember the source from where the food has come and the process through which the food has been made. I am very happy Krishna Prasad mentioned most important thing of tomorrow's food habits. Very happy, but then at the same time he was also mentioning about the content of food. But then as food technocrats, you have got to also tell us on the sequence in which one has got to eat the food. Sequencing is most important, right? In fact, in a typical house, you have seen which food will be given first, which would be given next by your mother, and which is the food which you are going to, which will be served last. You should know that. What is the reason behind the sequencing of this food? That should also be understood. In fact, the first food item must be fiber-rich food. Next should be protein-rich food. And then only the third should be carbohydrate-rich, right? Not rich, carbohydrate. And the fourth should be the last. And dessert should never be taken immediately after food. You have got to give a gap, small gap, right? I mean, we are not very sure with the different schools of thought about eating the fruits, when fruits should be eaten. So sequencing of the food is one most important point where a lot more research has got to happen. It has got to happen by definitely the food technocrats. I am very sure this knowledge, creating this knowledge base itself is a very wonderful work, because you don't need to invent. There is nothing for you to invent. It is only creating a knowledge base, understanding the knowledge, what has already gone in. Just talk to your grandparents. I am very happy Krishna Prasad mentioned that. Just talk to them. Now you are also lucky because you have got international students over here. You can find out the eating habits, food practices, even in Africa. You can make a very comparative analysis between African food practice and Indian food practice. Surely you would definitely enjoy a lot of interesting activities. And then the other most important part, the highly packed density food like chocolates, like the small chocolates which are specifically made for military purposes, small, highly dense, packed, right? So how is it going to release the energy even if you are consuming only a small piece of chocolate? And the last, which I wanted to mention is, Mysore is a very, very beautiful place. But most important reason, the two topmost research institutes in food technology are only in Mysore of entire India. One is CFTRI, which Dr. Ishan mentioned just now, Central Food Technological Research Institute, and the two is DFRL, Defense Food Research Laboratory. Both the food laboratories are in India, and of India are in Mysore only. And both were earlier affiliated to University of Mysore for their MTech degrees and for their PhD degrees. And people were very mad. Even today, people count themselves very lucky if they get a seat for PhD in CFTRI, if they get a seat for master's degree in CFTRI. I'm very sure Dr. Ishan and team, Karthikeyan and team, shall let you know the important aspects of your higher education. Well, most part of the time, all of you would be very happy at the end of the first degree and love to get employed. Unfortunate part of that is you take such an interesting course like food technology and get into a useless field like software development. Right? Krishna Prasad is perfectly right. Don't get into a job. Have your own food industry. Have something very interesting and be in your cognate field. Serve your cognate field, contribute to your cognate field. It's not making money, which is important, but it is earning the right food is most important. And if you have got to earn the right food, you have got to be in your cognate field. I appreciate Krishna Prasad for one most important thing. Even at this point of time, he is working for his PhD. I just was talking to him, and my secretary also mentioned that he is also working for his PhD. See, the urge to acquire more and more knowledge, the urge to acquire higher and higher degree is not just to get a degree, but it is an urge to keep on learning. And that learning could be seen in Krishna Prasad, and that you have got to emulate. Whenever you invite a chief guest, these are the most important points. How did he come up in life? What are the success stories behind him? How is he responsible for his own growth should be observed by every one of you. I am very sure you would do that. The last point, be an entrepreneur. At this age itself you can be, particularly if you are also a good cook. If you are also interested in cooking, why should you not think of having a weekend restaurant, only weekend restaurant? Plan well before what you have got to do for Saturday and Sunday. And then have weekend restaurant only for Saturday and Sunday. Just only for Saturday and Sunday. Collect, make it so big that people should really come for not home stay, but for food stay. Weekend food stay. You should have a wonderful project like weekend food stay, where all whatever is this balanced, scientifically balanced and scientifically timed food shall be served only on weekend. And sure, the families would definitely enjoy. But the remaining 3-4 days, you be busy with your work. And you can earn little more money. You can be on your own only at the weekend. Enjoy that. And while doing that, ask Irshan, ask Karthikeyan, ask your school dean to convert it to credit earning. Convert even that practice into credit earning. Let that become a big project also. Think differently, do differently, enjoy differently, and always be a different person, because each one of you is different and each one of you should remain unique. Thank you very much. Have a great day.